whoa, 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 whoa. I can't end it there. I literally have to give my own 2 cents on this. I can't just end it with that. No, no, no. So, I guess these are my thoughts then. Okay, let's talk the Nintendo E3 digital event. I'm not talking about their entire E3 the entire week. I thought the Nintendo World Championships were pretty cool. The Smash thing was pretty cool. The announcing of that Mother thing was pretty cool. And the entire Treehouse stuff showing games off was pretty cool. As for the Direct on Tuesday, oh gosh, that was bad. There were some good things in it, but oh boy, people, jeez, that was bad. Well, I'm going to talk about the good, and then I'm going to get over there to the bad side. But let's talk about what was good. Okay, the whole puppet thing, the Muppet type thing at the beginning when they were transforming into the Star Fox characters, Reggie, Miyamoto, and Iwata, was pretty cool and kind of cute. Good, nice way. Kind of like what they did last year with the whole robot chicken thing. They did their own little thing this year. I thought it was kind of nice. The entire Star Fox entire trailer was pretty nice. It does look nice. I get why people probably say it doesn't look the best it could be, but it might be worked on. So there's that. And then a lot of the gameplay they showed, like all range and bringing stuff from like Star Fox 2, like the robot little walking thing, and then that little thing on the gamepad walking around. That was pretty nice too. I do think the whole Zelda Triforce Heroes was pretty nice. I thought that was actually a good game that they had. That was a surprise to me. Um, as well as the Hyrule Warriors Legends on the 3DS as well. The Mario stuff was pretty good. At least the Mario and Luigi Paper Jam, that was pretty nice. Combining their two RPGs together, that was actually a interesting move, and I think it's going to be a good game. Because the Mario and Luigi games are pretty cool, and as are Paper Mario, so now you're kind of combining two worlds together. So there's that. Some of the information they talked about for like Super Mario Maker, I thought was interesting. And what else did they talk about? Oh yeah, they showed some more information on Fire Emblem Fates. Now we know the English name Fates, Fire Emblem if in Japan, Fates in America, in Europe and whatnot. I thought it was kind of cool, and we finally got an English trailer for that, which was awesome. And they showed more on Shin Megami Tensei Cross Fire Emblems, and that's looking fun too. And I think that's about where the good stuff actually ends. Let's get on to the bad now. They did not need to have Skylanders there. I agree with Pyro Tycoon. I agree with anyone who says this. The Skylanders thing should have been on the Treehouse or on the YouTube channel. It should not have been in the conference. They only wanted in the conference so they could show off those Bowser and Donkey Kong amiibos. I would agree with people. The whole using Animal Crossing the way they did was kind of because it's not a mainline Animal Crossing game. The Wii U got that Mario Party knockoff, which I could agree. I'm not a big Animal Crossing fan. I have played a game here or there, namely the GameCube one, but I can understand why people are so pissed at that. So bad. They wanted an actual console Animal Crossing, and all they got was, hey, here's Mario Party. Take out the Mario characters, throw in Animal Crossing, but guess what? You have to buy the darn amiibos in order to even play the darn thing. So that means in order to play 4 players, you have to buy 4 amiibos? You serious? It's a joke. And then the house home designer thing, I actually think that concept is quite interesting, but I agree where people might be a little iffy on that because of the fact that it's not an actual Animal Crossing, but also the fact that we did get an actual Animal Crossing on 3DS, so I can understand why the next one would probably be a side thing. I actually think it's kind of interesting. I think the idea of building houses is actually interesting. Some of these things I talk about on the bad side have some sort of good to them. So don't take it like everything I said that's not good is 100% bad. Some of these things talking about, and you know what I'm going to be referring to in a little bit, have some good to them. But I thought that was okay. Not my cup of tea, exact necessarily, but it looks like it would be enjoyable. Um, Now we get on to the key thing people really are kind of on the Metroid Prime Federation Force game with that blast ball thing. There's a lot of people that are pissed off that this is not on the Wii U, that this is not a legit in their mind, Samus oriented Prime game, and I understand that. It was kind of built up like we were going to actually get a Metroid game on the Wii U, and we still technically can. Yes, the Prime director said we probably won't get a Prime, but you guys do have to remember that Metroid isn't only Prime, and we can get a continuation to the story after like Super Other M Fusion with the 2D, 3D style thing. We still can get that, but I can understand why people are pissed because we were expecting an actual, like legit in quotations, Metroid game. um, but I think it's an actually interesting concept, I would have to say. Because now we actually get to play a Metroid game where we actually get to play through the eyes of the Galactic Federation. Now I just wonder where in the Prime timeline this game would take place and who's the commanding officer and anything. If it's going to refer to Adam, or we are hearing that we're going to be seeing some Samus is going to make a cameo in the game. So I'm wondering where in the Prime timeline this is actually going to take place. What else? Oh yeah, and this I didn't mention this on the good side, but I'll put this under that whole Yokai Watch game. I don't know what the heck that thing is, but it does look quite nice. I'll put that on the good side. It looks interesting. I just forgot about that. It just came to mind. And then they brought out the Mario Tennis game, which this is where it's good and bad, in my opinion. It's good because I think the Wii U needed a Mario sports game because we haven't gotten one yet. I would have preferred Strikers, like a lot of people probably would have. But the tennis is fine. Bad thing is, this was like the big Wii U announcement, pretty much at the show, and you put it on a Mario sports game. Seriously, Nintendo? I would also have to say the developer story is kind of dragged down a little bit. I'm okay with the whole Miyamoto ones when he was talking about Mario near the end and when he was talking about Star Fox near the beginning, but any other one should have been cut. And I'm sorry to the lady that did the whole Yoshi's Woolly World thing, which I did like. That is on the good as well. They showed a little more information on Yoshi's Woolly World, but it's not anything we really didn't know about, so that's why I put this on the bad side. It's one of those things where it's good and bad. I appreciate her love and dedication to making those things. Making the yarn like the wool like Yoshi things. That could have been cut easily, easily. Or put on like the YouTube channel, put on the Treehouse. You didn't have to put it in the conference. And the lack of like Devil's Third and you know Fatal Frame on the main show was kind of because they put a lot of that stuff on the Treehouse and on the YouTube channel. And I'm just sitting back and I'm like, you can cut some of the stuff out like Skylanders, that lady talking about Yoshi, a little bit cut off on Mario. I know it's the 30th anniversary, but you can kind of cut Mario down a little bit and put some love for Devil's Third and Fatal Frame. There you go. And that was really about it. Then they ended it with the whole Super Mario Maker thing, which led to the Let's Super Mario or whatever for the 30th anniversary for this charity and whatnot, which I thought was interesting, but it wasn't something you end it with. And I do think last year when they ended it with Smash, I think that was a whole lot better than what they did this year. I'd put the whole ending with I understand it's a good cause in the whole Mario 30th anniversary thing, but that should have been done in the middle of the conference or maybe on the Treehouse. I would put the whole ending that pretty much on the same level as back in 2012 when they ended it with the Nintendo Land fireworks, or the whole like Wii Music thing in 2008. It's not as bad as that, but I'd put it definitely on Nintendo Land fireworks stuff, which was not a good way to end back then, and I don't think this was really the best way to end it then. because I thought when we got Star Fox at the beginning, they were going to end it really super big, and it was just more of like it just kind of faded at the end, and it was really not that good. So overall, let's talk about the pros and cons of this E3 Nintendo Direct, not the entire E3, but just the Nintendo Direct for Nintendo. Positives: we got more info on Star Fox. We got interesting games on the 3DS like Triforce Heroes, Yokai Watch, and stuff like that. We got more info on Fire Emblem Fates, as well as Shin Megami Tensei, and what they did show on the Mario and Luigi Paper Jam, and some of the stuff on Super Mario Maker was pretty cool. The bad side, it focused too much on 3DS. We really needed some more Wii U announcements in this thing. Maybe the Tantalus port. Retro should have been there with their game, especially because it was kind of like, remember they were doing the whole thing on Twitter, like making stuff about it, so it made fans assume they were going to be at E3. You know, another one those mini collaboration titles they're talking about. They should have announced at least 2 of those, as well as having Devil's Third and Fatal Frame on the show. They did focus too much on 3DS, and I think it just got out of hand a little bit. They also focused a lot on Mario, which I know it's the 30th anniversary. I'm sorry, I love Mario, but he did not need to take up so much darn time on this freaking conference, which could have been used for Devil's Third, Fatal Frame, the Tantalus port, Retro's game, a collaboration title, Fast Racing Neo, anything. But focusing so much on Mario, especially the fact that he had 3 games there. 3! I do think I can understand the whole Federation Force thing for Metroid. It was not what fans wanted. I do think they did not need to put Skylanders in there. They did not need to focus so much on the developer stories. I think the whole Miyamoto stuff was fine, because it is Mario's 30th anniversary, so at least them at the end talking about that was fine. And I think the whole Star Fox, thing when he was talking about Star Fox and the creation of that was fine. Another good thing I just forgot to mention, was the whole Muppet thing. I thought that was kind of cool and cute. But yeah, it just felt like they kind of put a lot of stuff in there that we knew about, and it was just, there was not a whole lot of announcements, not a lot of stuff that would draw hype and get people excited, and anything that was, 9 times out of 10, was on the 3DS. It didn't really give a whole lot of surprise and love for next year or the year after, whatever, like future for Wii U. And I just think that was bad. And a little minor note con when it comes to Star Fox, and this might not be the case, but especially because Miyamoto said this isn't like a 3rd, 4th, 5th game, and it's not really a remake. It feels like they're just doing Star Fox 64 again. It's going to be saving Lila's sister from Andross, which, it's fun, but we've done that so many times. Why couldn't they have continued the story where we had to go save Curse, save Christo? How about a future with Marcus, like an actual storyline continuation? Not just fighting Andross and Team Starwolf and all that again. That means for a fact Crystal's not going to be in it, Andross' son's not going to be in it, any of those future characters are going to be in it. We probably aren't going to see Cat and, what is his name, Bill, in it either. It just seems like there's no continuation. I really would have loved that, because I would love to have seen that type of story, and we'll probably get that in the next one, but it just seems like they went back to basics, and it's going to be a really fun game, but it's not going to make for a super interesting story unless they really, really try to do this as like a new type of timeline or a retcon or something. It's just like, yeah. But that's my overall thoughts. I went on talking about this forever, and hope you guys liked it. It was an okay conference, not as good as like 2014, or even 13 for that matter, or even 12 to some extent. I'd put it on the same level as maybe like 11. Not great, but nowhere near bad, but it was kind of meh in a general sense. Hope you guys liked this video. Put in the comment section what you guys think. We can discuss it there, and I'll see you all later.